good, fam? It's been a while since I made a video like this, but I'm gonna explain to y'all how you as a creator, you are that black sun. You are that black sun. And we start to look into esoteric teachings and also ancient mythologies, right? You'll see that that black sun, which is also called Soul Niger, right? I believe it's the Latin word, the Latin root word for it, for black sun. But when you start to look into ancient mythologies and esoteric teachings, you'll see that the black sun represents inner spiritual journeys, hidden wisdom, and also profound transformations. So within this black sun, right, you can basically say like it's a purification, right, or better yet, a kundalini rising, right, within the base of your spine, because you're in your root chakra, right? But within your root chakra, you're rising to your crown chakra. And for that to happen, right, you have to go through many types of transformations. You have to go through many types of deaths, like rebirths, right? And able to heal those chakras up that you need to open up. They also say that this black sun, right? This black sun is just like the dark night of the soul, meaning that it's your shadow self. It's a reflection of your shadow self. So it's gonna go through many types of like chaotic experiences, right? And able to reach that spiritual enlightenment or that rebirth, because this black sun also represents that celestial body, which is you. It's a reflection of you. So as this sun heats up, right, as it gets hotter, right, you are also going to be experience types of changes within your own self, because within your DNA, your DEA structure, right, because you are a neuromelanin being, right? You get carbon and you receive messages from the sun. So as the sun increases in temperature, right, as that glow starts to shine more and more, you are also going to shine more and more. This sun, this black sun, represents divine illumination, right? It wasn't a source to be worshipped, but to be praised and respected through exchanges of energies through its creators, or from its creators, which is the gods and goddesses. Now, y'all gonna want to hear this one, right? But it's gonna sound a little bit confusing, so you're gonna have to stay on point with it. I'm going to compare how the Latin word, right, soul Niger, right, which means black sun, connects back to you, but we're breaking apart the word. Now, when you break apart the word, right, Niger, or find the etymology of Niger, right, you get black, right, and in alchemy, it's associated with the word nigredo, right? I think that's what it's called. I'm gonna put it up right there, but it's associated with the word nigredo, which means blackening, and this just means basically that it's the dissolution of raw materials or raw matter, right, which then goes through a purification process and able to like renew itself. Then and there, that should make you think. Raw materials or raw matter are blackened. That could represent a rebirth, should it not? Not only that, right? When you read alchemical texts, right, you'll see that during the blackening phase, there's a process which is called the Great Work. But in this process, it's a process in which chaos, ego, and old habits all dissolve. But they are dissolving because it has to go to that enlightenment phase. It has to go through that rebirth, that transformation. I had to pull this up real quick though, but it states that alchemists believe that any spiritual or material transformation requires starting with darkness. The soul Niger represents this prime matter, prima materia, rotting and decomposing in a fire. It is the shadow state of existence where old forms die to make new life. First, we're gonna start with the top part, right? And mind you, let me remind y'all, right? We're talking about how you represent that sun, right? You literally are the reflection of that black sun. So all that is happening, all that I'm reading about, this is within you. This is you. Now, look at the part where it says any spiritual or material transformation requires starting with darkness. Right then and there, we know that with darkness came creation, right? And after the darkness came the light. But going back to how darkness is creation, right? We know darkness is creation because when you mix any forms of light or any types of like colors together, right? What do you get? You get dark, you get black. Oh, everything reverts back to its original state, right? Which leads us to this next part, right? Where it says the soul Niger represents this prime matter, right? Prima materia, rotting and decomposing in a dark fire, right? But I'm looking at where it says prime matter. when I look at prime matter, or when I look at prime, I think of first, right? And so I'm connecting into what's the first matter, right? It's dark matter energy, right? Again, right? Soul Niger is just the black sun, and that black sun is you. And it states that it is the shadow state of existence where old forms die to make way for new light. So you are this sun where you change and you go through constant states of your facing your shadow self, right? And able to make a way into like this life that you're in right now. You have to face that and able to grow from it. But going back to that last part, right, where it says old forms die. Old forms don't really die, right? It's just that it's in a constant state of consciousness evolution, meaning it just keeps on upgrading, it keeps on expanding its own type of like energies. So if you know that, you would also know that the same way this black sun does this in the darkness, you do it too. In the darkness, you grow. In the darkness, you evolve. In the darkness, you expand. It's infinite. There's unlimited amounts of possibilities, right? In the darkness. I'm telling y'all, the sun shines so bright, but you don't see the constant battles or the constant transformation that it goes through or that Ra grows through, right? You only see what's on the outside. You see the bright light, you see the orange around it. But the battles that it goes through, that goes unnoticed. And it shines bright because of those constant transformations that it goes through. And it's only going to keep on getting more and more hot, and more pressure is going to be applied. Ra is just here, right, to remind us, right? He's helping us remind, but we just have to connect back with Ra. We have to connect back with the black sun, this reflection of us that continues to grow as well as we grow in our consciousness, in our mind. We shine bright, but also Ra shines bright as well too. The black sun shines bright as well too. And it's not what's on the outside of that what you see, it's just there, right? What you see on the outside comes from the inside. It's what's on the inside that makes up what's on the outside. And you see the reflection from the inside, right? That happens on the outside. Now, if that's not enough to prove to you that you are that black sun, you are a reflection of that sun, right? Let's talk about neuromelanin. This is going to be quick, but when you break apart the word neuromelanin, right, you get neuro. Neuro deals with the brain and nerves. And what does that do? It sends messages, and it's the communication center, right? But also, right, your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is a cluster of nerves together, right? And with your pineal gland, what do? You receive messages from the sun. You receive communication from the sun. You receive energy from the sun through it. So with neuromelanin, right, the sun is receiving these light code messages, but the melanin on you is reading these light code messages. So it's your connection with the sun that amplifies or upgrades your consciousness or your bodily or your physical vessel right here in this planet, and planet Kai or planet Tiamat, or I'm not gonna say Earth because it's not Earth, right? I'm calling it its ancient name, right? Planet Tiamat or planet Kai. So your connection with the black sun, this black sun amplifies your body and your consciousness. This shows you and proves to you that you are connected to the sun, that this sun is a reflection of you, and that when that sun glows and when that sun gets brighter and heats up more, you as well are upgrading within your own DEA structure. You are getting stronger and you're getting faster. You're getting more intelligent, right? Your body is improving. Every single type of light code that is breaking through that the sun is sending to you, right? All that's happening is it's an exchange of energy, right? The creator is just connecting back with his creation, which is the black sun. And you're receiving these light codes and you're fixing the land that is corrupted. That's all that's happening. And I don't have enough time, but with that being said, fam, keep vibrating high. Keep connecting back with yourself, your higher self. But with that being said, peace and ashe.